How's it going, guys? Alex from 734 Speed here, and today we're going to start pulling the motor on our Mazdaspeed3 project. So without further ado, let's get to it. So first things first, we want to pull this bumper off, and that's just to give me easier access to get the jack straight under the motor onto the rear motor mount and lift this thing up in the air. So in order to pull the front bumper off, first thing we're going to want to do is take our radiator plate off, and that includes taking off both of our hood pins, and those are just simply bolted down underneath the nut, and those will pop off. I can pull the radiator panel off and pull the bumper off. Now mine's going to be a little bit different because I do have some stuff done to it, like bumper clips for easier removal, so bear with me. With the stock, if I remember right, it's pretty much the same procedure. Pull all of the little rubber or little pins and things off the front of the bumper. Pull your skid plate off. My skid plate, I do have a Corksport skid plate, but it's been cut back to allow room for the intercooler, so I don't have to worry about that. Let's see if I can get a good picture of it. Maybe not. But yeah, let's get this front bumper off so we can get this thing up in the air. Alright, so we got the car up in the air now. I guess the first thing that we're going to start to do is pull this front clip. Kind of just get all this out of the way. My goal is hopefully just to, once the front clip's out of the way, get some of just the minor little accessories out of the engine bay, pull the axles, and then hopefully just slide the motor right out the front. Nice and easy. I've heard axles can be kind of a pain in the ass on these cars. I will say I am no mechanic myself, just a hobbyist. So we'll see what we can do here. Before you get started, disconnect your battery. Mine's got a switch on it, so I just turn the switch off. I say that because we're going to start by taking the hella horns off. So anything electrical, just kill the battery, might as well. After the hella horns are off, we'll take the intercooler off, then the crash bar, probably the intercooler piping too while we're there, just because that's pretty simple. Once all that's off, I think we'll take the skid plate off and then start working on like the headlights, the radiator, fans, and just kind of work our way back. Alright, so we got the hellas off. Got the intercooler piping off. One thing I forgot to mention, these reducers needed to adapt the giant TR1035 intercooler to the smaller piping of the JBR piping kit. Those are welded on by Max at 734 Performance. Beautiful welds there. They do good work, guys. If you're in the Ann Arbor, Michigan area, hit up 734 Performance. But on with the show. Time to take this intercooler off. It's just held in place with two mounting brackets. So we're custom made to be able to fit this. So yeah, get a jack underneath the intercooler to kind of support the weight of it. Take our two brackets off, drop her down, and then we can get to pulling off the crash bar. Alright, so the front mount intercooler is off. I think the next step would be to pull the skid plate. You can see it right there. That way we can get access to our intercooler piping. Drop this side straight down. Might hold off on that side for a second, just because I'm going to want to take the bypass valve hose off, probably the intake, just for shits and giggles, to get a little easier access to it. Alright, so we just got the skid plate off. She's sitting over there. Now, I guess it's time to start pulling these intercooler piping. So we'll start over here. This guy's easy. Just one clamp right here. That'll drop down, and then I can take this charge tube off of the top of the turbo. And we'll work our way over to the driver's side after that. So I got the charge pipe off, going all the way back to the turbo. Next task, take this side, the driver's side charge pipe off. To do that, we're going to want to remove the intake or turbo inlet pipe just to kind of free up some room in here. We'll pop our bypass valve hose off, our bypass valve, and then right down the throttle body, remove that clamp, and the cold side piping will come right on out. Alright, so we got the turbo inlet pipe off. You can see all that nasty fucking oil blow by in the turbo. That's not good. Thankfully, we've got no shaft play whatsoever. So, turbo seems to be fine from the probably 300 miles or so that I drove it. Did not realize that was that bad though. So, honestly, I don't know what would cause that. Like I said, I'm not an official mechanic, just a hobbyist, but that doesn't look good. And nice big puddle of it came out as soon as I pulled that intake pipe off. But yeah, you can see a better look at the turbo here. Externally wastegated with a Tial MVS wastegate. Jarrett Gen 2 GTX 3076R. So, now that we got the turbo inlet pipe out of the way, we can get our Tial bypass valve off and then pull that cold size charge pipe. Alright, we got the final charge tube out of the way. That was easy enough. So I guess after this we'll start just pulling little minor accessories throughout the engine bay, and then that, or we start pulling the front clip, get that radiator out, headlights out. Getting kind of cold here in the garage, so I'm going to turn the propane heater on, let it warm back up, and come back out here in a little while, get back to work on her. Alright, we're back. After giving some thought to this, I think we're going to pull the headlights next, and then work on getting the radiator out, as well as the fans. Just kind of pull this whole front clip off. Looks like it's pretty easy to get these headlights off. One clip up here. That wire harness looks like it ties into all the lights on the headlight. After that, got a bolt right there, a bolt and a little rubber grommet there, and bolts down there and there. That's the harness for the hella horns. I gotta secure that a little bit better, but should be able to pull this headlight off pretty easy. Got the headlights off. There was one more screw right here on the bumper bracket that you did have to take off, but other than that, it came out super easy. Let's see, here's the driver's side. So I guess next we will drain the radiator fluid and work on getting that radiator out of there. Draining the fluid's real easy. Drain valve's on the driver's side, right in the corner. This little keyhole, upside down keyhole shaped spot. Stick a screwdriver in there, back the pitcock out, and drain your coolant. So we got that draining right now. Looks like pulling this whole front clip, the radiator and fan shroud, fan assembly, all together in one big step might be the way to go. I do have a new Koyo radiator, a little bit better performance than the stock one, so I can break that whole thing apart later. But to take this whole thing apart, it looks like all we have is one electrical connector here connecting the fans. We pop out all these clips right here, which hold in this big loom of wires and coolant hoses. So pop those tabs out, that'll fall out. There are two bolts right here that connect two AC lines. So pull those off. And then other than that, it looks like it's just held in place with a bolt right here on the corner by the frame. And another one on the other side. So pulling that whole thing off will give me a lot of access to the front of the engine, just make this whole removal process easier. So once that's done draining, I can remove the other radiator hoses connected to the radiator, go ahead and pop the electrical harnesses off, drop down the clips for this electrical harness, pull the 2 bolts off, and hopefully it slides right out front. So that's still taking its time dripping. I began pulling my Grimspeed electronic boost control solenoid and realized I should probably start taping all these wires that I disconnect. So I went through, put tags on which each one of these are, the headlight, horns, obviously I know that, but why not? The other headlight. And then I'll just go through as I start pulling wires. Let's see. Like this one right here. This is my boost control solenoid. I'll just go ahead and put a tag on there. That way I know what it is when it's time to go and throw all this back together. So that's slowly dripping, but it's pretty much far enough where I can put the plug back in it and unhook the 2 lines and start pulling this thing. While I was waiting though, I did remove the boost control solenoid, which I had mounted on the high pressure fuel pump ground, and I removed the Corksport valve cover panel. You can see the hack job that was done on this to stop a leak. Gonna fix this thing up right this time. And yeah, so let's continue along. Alright, so I just got everything apart. Both the upper and lower coolant lines are off. Disconnected the fan connector and then this little ground to the fan. There's a couple more of those little push pin clamps along the side. Anyways, got the bolt removed on this side, was halfway done pulling the bolt on that side and realized, well, we got a hood prop. So, got to take the hood off next before we can take this off. Also, I did forget to mention there are some cables hanging out the front that you will need to undo, and then I need to tag these up and mark what they are. Alright, so taking the hood off was easy enough. It was really just awkward doing it by myself, but literally just 2 screws on the bottom of each latch. Try and keep the hood as centered as you can when you take the screws out. Very nicely, slowly take it out. And for me, the hood stayed right where it was. So all I had to do was kind of support it with my arm on the bottom and my head kind of against it. Drop the prop rod and move it over to the other side of the garage. So now that that's out, we can pull this radiator core. All that's left, I believe, is this screw and that one. And I should be able to pull the whole thing forward and out. Alright, so we got the front clip off. I did forget to mention coolant tank, upper radiator hose. This little guy needs to get disconnected. But other than that, came out super easy. So yeah, I guess where we go from here next, probably start taking that intake manifold off. I don't know, maybe the catch cans, just little accessories in the engine bay. We'll just slowly keep on trucking. Alright, so I think the last thing for this episode, since the front clip is off, that I'm going to do is, all I did was just separate this electrical harness from the upper coolant hose. Go into that, put that off to the side. I got a Mishimoto hose set coming, so I'm not going to need any of these OEM coolant hoses. But yeah, that is the front clip. It is off. So once again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Feel free to comment any questions you have. I'll try my best to answer them. Like I said, I'm no professional mechanic, just a hobbyist. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for coming in and watching. See you on the next episode where we start moving or removing more of kind of the accessories up here. We'll get the intake off. We'll get the coil packs off. This whole wiring harness. ECU. Just kind of general removing more stuff. So thanks for watching, guys.